We have very different stories and experiences. We have Raphaël from France, who did his volunteering service in Maidla a few years back. And we have Janega, who did her volunteering service in Italy, also not so long ago. So I truly believe that both of these stories are worth listening and will definitely complete each other. And let me start off this conversation by asking, how are you? And how are you feeling at the moment?
Okay, who wants to start?
Oh, you can go first.
Okay, so I'm very fine, thank you. And I'm actually, it's a real pleasure for me to take part in this event because it was very unexpected. You know, I got the message from, I don't remember, maybe Angela, I don't know, speaking about this event, and I was like, wow. And it made me think about how are they doing in Estonia. You know, it's been such a long time I didn't take any news and whatever. And yes, I'm very happy to be here with you and to be able to speak about that experience.
Yeah, me too. I'm very happy right now to be here, but I'm also really nervous because it is really easy to ask questions and to like guide the conversation, but it's so hard to actually answer the questions with in a way that I kind of give all that I felt at that time when I was volunteering or what I experienced. But yes, I'm really grateful to be here.
Raphaëli jaoks on siis see ka väga põnev kogemus ja tema jaoks oli väga ootamatu see sõnum, kui Angela kirjutas kõikidele vabatahtlikele, et me sellist sündmust korraldame. Aga ta on väga põnevil, et sellest osa võtta ja Raphaël on tegelikult ka meie eelnevate vestlusõhtute juures olnud ja juba teab seda kontseptsiooni päris hästi. Ja Jane on ka väga põnevil, aga samas ta toob ka välja, et selline moderaatori rollis olemine ja küsimuste küsimine on tegelikult palju lihtsam kui võib-olla nendele ise vastamine ja enda loo rääkimine. Aga jah, before we dive more deeply into your volunteering service in general, let's hear more about your backstory. What and who and maybe where were you before you came to be a volunteer?
Okay, so I can start again if you want, Jan. So basically, the story about how I came to Estonia is a bit complicated. I would never have come to Estonia I would have never had the idea just to come to Estonia. I didn't even barely know about this country before. I was a student in high school and I passed the high school diploma. I don't know how you call it, like the A level or something. And then I was wondering about my future and I had actually no idea what I wanted to do, you know, like classic shit. And at first I had the idea to do a kind of civic service, what we call it like this in France. Basically it's like civical missions, like what I did in Maidla, maybe, I don't know. And I discovered that you can do it in Europe, so you travel and it's even more interesting. And then I registered for a project that was supposed to happen somewhere in Romania, and that was something kind of similar. I think working with children in some kind of youngster place, I don't know. And well, I skip all the details, but in the end, it happened that they at some point didn't give me any news back after they agreed on the project, and then they said, okay, it's okay, you have nothing to do. And then the thing was about to start, I think in September or something, and I had no news, and it happened that the project didn't happen anymore. So I was a bit lost, you know, because I had nothing. It was too late to register for university and everything. And luckily, I found this project already approved in Maidla, and they were just looking for a volunteer. And so yeah, I just came to Maidla like this. Because they had the project, and I wanted to do something abroad and yeah, work with children.
I was similar in the fact that I was also I had just graduated high school. And I knew that I wanted to be a volunteer at some point in my life, but I wasn't sure when. So I tried to get into university, to the aviation academy, to become a pilot, and I didn't get in, and now I'm really grateful because it's just not me at all. I don't know why I had this like random thought in my head to become one, and then I just when I found out that I didn't get into university, I was like, phew, okay, great, now I can go volunteer, and I don't like have to give any reason to it. Just like, oh, I didn't get into university, so I'm gonna go. And and pretty much, yeah, I found this project really randomly and decided to go for it and see what happens. And yeah, they accepted me, and well, now I'm here.
Mõlemal meie täna õhtusel külalisel on omapärased lood, kuidas nad vabatahtlikkuse juurde jõudsid, aga mõlemad alustasid sellega keskkoolist ja just sellega, et ei olnud võib-olla tulevikus nii konkreetseid plaane. Raphaël rääkis ka juba natuke sellest, kuidas ta konkreetselt Eestisse jõudis sellega, et vabatahtlikuks siia tulla, et ta isegi ei teadnud väga sellest riigist midagi ja tal polnud kunagi seda mõtet olnud, et Eestisse tulla. Ja peale keskkooli tal polnud ka ühtegi ideed tulevikuks ja siis ta leidis enda jaoks Euroopa nii-öelda võimalused ja just projektide maastikul, mis võiksid talle väljakutseid pakkuda. Ta pidi alguses minema üldse Rumeeniasse enda vabatahtliku teenistust või projektis osalema, aga sealt jäid sellised infolüngad ja lõpuks ta sinna ikkagi jõudnud. Aga ta leidis juba Eestis siis valmis projekti peale seda Rumeenia projekti ebaõnnestumist ja ta leidis, et see võiks olla tema jaoks hea väljakutse ja niimoodi ta siia jõudiski. Ja Jane puhul siis samuti ta lõpetas keskkooli ja teadis, et ta kunagi tahab kindlasti minna vabatahtlikuks, aga ei tea veel millal. Ja ta üritas ka saada lennunduskooli sisse õppima, aga kuna ta sinna ei saanud, siis tema jaoks oligi juba just peale seda õige samm minna vabatahtliku teenistust läbi viima. And from this point, Raphaël already talked about it a bit, why Estonia, but maybe there is more specific reason. But why Estonia and why Italy? What led you there?
Just if I can say something more about the previous question, I don't know, I don't remember exactly how it is in Estonia, if it's common to go volunteering for youngsters, but in France, not at all. So it was also a bit tricky for me to do this because I didn't have a lot of support from the institutions, in France. But yeah, so back to the question. Why Estonia? So yeah, I answered a little bit, and actually at first it could have been anywhere. I didn't have any preference for the place. I really came to Estonia because the project was already there, and yeah, they just needed a volunteer like me, and that's why I came there. But I had absolutely no idea what was Estonia. So yeah.
For me, I didn't choose Italy as well. And the project stood out to me, and I felt like I really wanted to go. And then in the middle of the applying process for it, I was like, wait, but where exactly should I be going if I get accepted into the project? And then I saw that it was in Italy, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, the rest is history, really. There was no obvious choice to choose Italy. It just happened.
Nende mõlema puhul, et neil ei olnud, nad ei valinud seda vabatahtlikku teenistust väga koha poolest, et Raphaël rääkis, et kuna see projekt talle silma jäi ja see oli, ütleme, üks ainukesi võimalusi midagi peale keskkooli peale hakata, siis ta selle väljakutsega endale võttis. Ja Jane puhul siis ka, et teda kõnetas pigem see projekt ja muidugi see oli boonuseks, et see Itaalias ka aset leidis ja hiljem ta saab ka selles projektis siis juba natuke täpsemalt rääkida ka. But did you have any preconceptions, or maybe there were any stereotypes that you were maybe aware of this country or its people?
It's hard to answer now, because now I've been to Estonia, and I think that, yeah, really, I think I had no idea before what was Estonia, and now I have the cliches and the stereotypes that I was given when I was in Estonia that comes to my mind, but I don't really know. I was expecting actually not really anything, you know. I was yeah, okay, I looked on the map and I knew where Estonia was, but I knew it was on the north, so I expected some cold winter and maybe some snow. But otherwise, I had never met any Estonian people in my life, you know, so I had absolutely no idea what it was about.
I knew a lot of stereotypes about Italy and Italians, of course, but even before I went to Italy, I had met a lot of Italians and had a lot of Italian friends. So I knew that most of these like weird stereotypes might not even be true. But yeah, I was still expecting like this more chaotic environment compared to Estonia. Well, it was a bit more chaotic, even though I was in the northern part of Italy. So it was still quite peaceful, as they thought, but for me it was quite chaotic still. But yeah, I remember we had this youth exchange in 2017, where I actually kind of was the first time I learned something about Erasmus Plus, and we had Italians participating as well, and it was about stereotypes. So we kind of got like this really good base course of what stereotypes are true and what are not. So what I didn't know what to expect, I guess, was just the environment in that specific town that I was going to. I kind of had the overall picture pretty much.
Nagu Raphaël ka juba enne mainis, siis ta ei teadnud Eestist väga palju midagi. Ja tal ei olnud väga sellist üldist ettekujutust sellest paigast või nendest inimestest siin. Aga ta teadis, et see asub põhjas, nii et ta eeldas külmasid talvesid ja palju lund. Aga kuna ta Eesti inimesi ei olnud varem kohanud, siis tal ka mingisuguseid eelarvamusi meie riigi kohta õnneks või kahjuks ei olnud. Ja Jane puhul ta teadis juba Itaaliast palju ja eks me kõik ole ka kuulnud itaallaste ja üldse lõunamaa inimeste kohta võib-olla rohkem stereotüüpe, kui me kuuleme neid põhjamaalaste kohta. Ja üks, mida Jane ka välja tõi, oli see kaootilisus, et isegi kui ta projekt võttis aset Põhja-Itaalias, siis et isegi seal oli seda kaootilisust märgata. Ja Jana mainis ka siin ühte noorteprojekti, mis meil oli 2017. aastal noortevahetus, mis oli ka stereotüüpide nii-öelda teema käis seal läbi ja see oli selline hea algus sellele, et millised need stereotüübid võivad olla nendes riikides ja kui paljud neist üldse nii-öelda tõele vastavad. But now, as we have heard a bit of your backstory, let's take a deeper dive into your volunteering service. Do you remember your first thoughts about the country you went into, about maybe Estonia and then Italy?
Forgot the microphone. I don't know, Jan, if you wants to start, you can, you know. So it doesn't have to be me all the time.
Oh, you can be first, don't worry.
Okay. Anyway, so the question was the first impression I had about Estonia, right? Yes. So I arrived to Estonia by night in Tallinn, and I didn't see pretty much anything because it was very dark and I was traveling the whole day and I was tired, so not really open to. Of course, I was very curious. I was in a new country, but I don't remember really a lot. For me, the first memory I have in Estonia, the real one, is Gary waiting me at the train stop with a sheet of paper like this, written with the French flag and written like Tere Raphaël or something. It was so cute. And I was like, wow, this is gonna be fun. But I don't know, the first idea I had about Estonia, I was a bit surprised. I had the impression that the country was really gray, you know? I don't know if you can understand what I'm saying. The buildings, the countryside, even the trees, they looked gray. To me, I don't know, the place where I live here is, we have a lot of nature. I mean, you also have nature everywhere, but I don't know if it's because of the sun or something else, but it looks green here, and in Estonia, it looked gray. So it was very surprising for me. And yeah, that's one of the first impression I had when I came to Estonia.
Well, I arrived in the middle of the night as well, so I had to spend a few hours at the airport and then catch the first bus to go to the town that I volunteered in. And my first impression I remember was the bus driver being really nervous and then driving so fast that I was a bit scared. But I remember looking out of the window, and even though it was pitch black in the middle of the road, I could see like the outlines of the mountains, and I've never really seen mountains just like that. So I was like, okay. And then when I arrived in the morning, I went outside from the train station, and it was so warm in October that it felt kind of surreal. I hadn't slept anyway at all, so I was like, okay, maybe this is like contributing to it. Maybe I'm like hallucinating or something. Am I like am I having like some kind of shock? But it was so warm, and I don't know, the sun kind of hit different at that moment, so it was really special. But yeah, the first thoughts were also like to do with nature, how different it was.
lühidalt siis eesti keeles ka, et nii Jane kui ka Raphaël mõlemad saabusid siis oma riiki öisel ajal, ehk siis väga palju näha ei olnud. Raphaël mainis, et oli väga põnevil ja üks esimesi mälestusi, mis tal oli Kerrist rongijaamas Prantsuse lipu ja sildiga, et see väga soojendas tema südant ja jäi talle meelde. Ja samuti ta tõi välja selle, et üks esimesi selliseid muljeid Eesti kohta oli see, et meil on väga hall riik. Ehk siis, et meil on ehitised ja kõik puud ja kõik tundusid tema jaoks sellised hallid, et tegelikult mainis ka, et meil on loodust, aga see tundus lihtsalt selline tuhmim kui võib-olla, et on Prantsusmaal. Ja Jane mainis, et tema samuti saabus siis öösel, et üks ta esimesi muljeid oli väga selline, ma ei tea, kas võib ka öelda, et hirmutav bussisõit, aga bussijuhil oli väga kiire olnud ja välja ta nägi ainult nii palju, et ta nägi siluette mägedest, mis oli juba midagi väga teistsugust Eestiga võrreldes. Ja kui ta hommikul jõudis siis kohale, oli ka väga soe olnud oktoobrikuus, et tema esimene mulje oligi sellest, et kuidagi päike oli teistsugune, kõik see loodus oli palju teistsugusem kui see, millega ta oli harjunud. But now, a bit about your activities. What were your usual days like in the organization or in the youth center, and what were the main activities you took part in?
So I don't remember exactly my exact schedule for the week, but what I do remember is that I was working maybe 2 or 3 days a week in the morning in the kindergarten, and all the rest of the days in the youth center in Maidla. So if I wasn't working in the morning in the kindergarten, I was also. Sorry. Yes, when I was not in the kindergarten in the morning, I was already in the youth center. And my typical day, if I'm really honest, it was just playing with the children. I mean, I came to Maidla not really knowing about the country, and I mean there was stuff written for the mission, you know, but I didn't have any clear idea neither about what I was going to do. I just knew that I was going to work with children, and well, so of course I did organize activities and did some events and everything. But yeah, my main activity, if I'm totally honest, was just to play with children. That's what they asked me for, and yeah.
Well, I worked for an organization that organized cultural events in the local community, and also a few days in a week I was a part of some language lessons. So also like helping refugees to learn the language while I was learning the language. And yeah, usually my days were going to the office with Bethan, who I just saw also joined us. So happy that you're here, Bethan. And we went to the office. We had to take care of the social media accounts, usually have meetings on what events to organize. And then in the evenings, we would have the events, music festivals where we would help out, or some other kind of concerts maybe. And also we organized some workshops for refugees in collaboration with an organization that was like focused on how to integrate refugees into the local community there. So it was we had quite a lot of like different things we did. Nothing was the same ever, really. Actually, there was like the main kind of like paperwork stuff was the same. The office days were really like similar and same, but we had quite a lot of kind of exciting events to go to or where to volunteer at.
Also, I forgot something very important. In my schedule, I had a lot of free time because I was working only in the day. Like I think I started maybe at 9 or 10, and I was always finishing before 6, I think. And I had the weekends free, so I had a lot of free time, and it was actually perfect for me because I came. I needed some time at that moment to think about what I was going to do after, you know, and I was at a point in my life, yeah, I needed some space to be able to just let the ideas come and think about, yeah, myself and my future and everything. And so that in that sense, that opportunity that I had in Maidla was very perfect for me because I had so much free time. And I had, yeah, I went traveling a little bit and just walking or bicycling in the nature on my own. And yeah, it really gave me time and space to think about that. And that was it's a very important part of what I did in Estonia to me.
Lühidalt siis eesti keeles ka, et küsisin nendelt siis nende igapäevaste tegevuste kohta enda vabatahtliku teenistuse ajal. Raphaël hommikuti ta oli tööl lasteaias, väikeste lastega töötas ja kui ta seal ei olnud, siis ta veetis päeval aega Noortekeskuses ja ta ütles, et ta on väga aus, ütleb, et ta põhiline töö oligi lastega mängimine ja see oli see, mida nad ka vajasid, ehk siis ta sai sisustada kohalike noorte aega sellega, et tema seal on. Ja vahest tuli ka ette mõndade ürituste, sündmuste korraldamist ning ta mainis ka seda, et vaba aega oli tema jaoks palju, mille juurde me veel kohe läheme ka. Ja Jane mainis seda, et tema töötas siis organisatsiooni juures, kes korraldasid kultuurilisi sündmusi kohalikele. Ja tema tegevuste alla kuulus ka näiteks veel keeleõppe töötoas osalemine ja siis ka seal ise keele õpetamine, õppides samal ajal keelt. Ma väga ei kujuta ette, kuidas see kõik töötab, aga usun, et sai sellega hästi hakkama. Ja samuti oli ta koos enda kaasvabatahtliku Bethaniga, siis nad käisid ka kontorisse nii-öelda tööl seal, organiseerisid erinevaid kohtumisi, sotsiaalmeedia eest hoolitsesid ja õhtuti toimisid ka siis erinevad festivalid. Ning vahel tuli ka ette töötubade tegemist organisatsiooniga, mis siis soodustab integratsiooni sisserändajate jaoks. And now, as we know a bit about your main activities, did you have any hobbies as well? Maybe you can share them with us, a few of them, and maybe you still have some of these now.
Well, so how to start? I think one of my hobbies was definitely to go walking or bicycling in the nature and have like big days out like these, especially during weekends, I think. And but I also had many opportunities to do some sport in Maidla. Actually, I joined there were some people playing volleyball. There were some people, a trainer doing small trainings for football for youngsters. There was another guy who was making trainings for taekwondo. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. But yeah, so I don't remember how I started to join those classes or practice times. But the thing is that in the end, I was doing a lot of sport during my time in Maidla. And I don't know if it influenced my future decisions, but after that, like after I left Estonia, I decided to go to university in France and to study sport. So actually, I don't know if it comes from that or not, but I did a lot of sport during my time in Maidla.
I think I can count the following as my hobby as well. I was I had a lot of language lessons. Like I said, there were ones a few times a week with the refugees, and then there was also in a local NGO that consisted of elderly people who just like were volunteering there to teach Italian to foreigners, and I went there quite often. It was part of our plan, but I don't think it was that mandatory. So language learning was like a big hobby, and also I love drama and acting, and I got the chance to join this kind of acting course or drama course in the town. So I think these two were the main kind of like hobbies that I had, because in reality I didn't feel like I have that much time to even build some big hobbies. I was just, when I felt like expressing myself, maybe I painted a little bit. I needed some time for myself as well, because I'm an introvert from Estonia. So it was a bit hard at first, but I feel like I feel like also I spent so much time with new friends and making friends that maybe that is a hobby as well. But yeah, I'd say that theater and language learning were the main ones.
Lühidalt eesti keeles ka, et enne, mida ma veel välja ei toonud Raphaëli puhul, ta rääkis ka sellest, et kui palju tal oli vaba aega, kui ta Maidlas oli, ja ta tunneb, et tal oli seda aega ka väga tarvis, sest et ta oli noor, äsja keskkooli lõpetanud inimene, kes otsis nii-öelda maailmas enda kohta, ja tema jaoks oli seda vaba aega, see oli tema jaoks nagu kingitus, et ta sai sellel hetkel mõelda enda jaoks maailma asju selgeks. ja ta rääkis ka sellest, kuidas ta käis väga palju looduses, rattaga sõitmas ja kõndimas ja kuidas meie paiga spordivõimalused talle väga hakkasid meeldima ja nagu ma aru sain, siis ta võttis osa nii võrkpallist, jalgpallist kui ka taekwondost, mis on meil kõik ka veel tänaseni siin esindatud ja kus me saame oma vaba aega veeta. Ja ta mainis ka, et ta ei tea, et kas see võis nii olla, aga ta pakub, et ta võis ka tänu sellele nendele spordivõimalustele siin saada innustust ja minna ülikooli sporti õppima, nagu ta läks. Ja sellest natukene hiljem ka, sellest, mida nad praegu teevad. Ja Jane mainis, et tema üks suur hobi oli kindlasti keeleõpe ja ka leidis ta enda jaoks Itaalias näitamise ja draama, mis on juba aastaid tema kirka olnud ja ka joonistamine ja minu arust eriti tähtis ka, mis haakub ka Raphaëli mõttega, et enda jaoks aja võtmine, et lähed uude riiki ja oled uues kultuuriruumis, et see on hästi oluline ka enda sees kohaneda kõige selle uuega. Ja Jane mainis ka sõpradega aja veetmist, et seda saab ka kindlasti sellise toreda ja vahetu aja veetmiskogemusena mainida. And maybe this question links with your hobbies, but did you have any first-time experiences in Estonia and in Italy?
Yeah, I think I had several of them. Just speaking about sports, it was the first time I played volleyball, and that situation was a bit tricky actually, because I came there, like I met one guy and this guy said, okay, we are playing volleyballs with other people that time, come join us. So I came and I barely didn't know anyone, and it was only Estonian guys, like older ones, and they didn't really want to speak English with me, which I can understand because it's their game, their thing, their time. Yeah, of course. And I just came there and I was like, okay, so what am I going to do? I have no idea how to play volleyball. I just want to do something with you guys. And they seem to be like quite well together, they knew each other, they were playing everything for quite a while, and yeah, so it was a bit hard to get integrated in that, but yeah, it was an interesting experience for sure. Otherwise, it's surprising, but it's in Estonia I did snowboard for the first time. You don't really have any kind of mountain, but still you have like that small hill in Kivili. And yeah, I did snowboard there for the first time, and which was really, really amazing, by the way. And otherwise, first experience, let me think, that's a hard question. I think I also had one of the first barbecues of my life with that guy. I don't remember his name. It was one of my neighbors in Savala. He had like a small house with a garden, and once I was passing by and he was making a party, maybe for a birthday or something, and with friends, and having a big barbecue, and he was yelling at me like, hey, my friend, come eat barbecue with me. It was so nice, I barely didn't know that guy neither, and I think he just saw me passing by on my way to Maidla several times, and then out of nowhere he invited me like this, and it was so nice because to my mind it goes a bit to the opposite of the Estonian mindset, that is respect the distance, don't make the first step or whatever, from what I remember. And that guy was just the opposite. He just invited me to his barbecue, and very, very generous. And so yeah, that was really a great experience for me as well.
I think I also had a lot of first experiences that probably won't even come to mind now, because maybe they've become like a normality or something. But I do remember, well, of course, the fact that I hadn't lived alone before. I didn't live alone, but I didn't live with my parents for the first time. And also I spent Christmas in a foreign country without my family, and like these kind of things. And also, I think I haven't really worked with refugees or experienced that situation that was in Italy, because we don't have it. So it was so that was like, I think the experience that had the most impact on me, because I didn't know the problems the country was facing or the people were facing. And if I found out about it, it was just completely different to what we were used to here. So I think, yeah, those were some first time experiences that kind of stuck with me and made me think a lot.
Küsisin neilt siis nende kõige esimeste kogemuste kohta, et millised olid need kõige esimesed kogemused Eestis ja siis ka Itaalias. Et Raphaël mainis, et Eesti oli paik, kus ta mängis kõige esimest korda võrkpalli ja sellega oli ka huvitav kogemus, et ta läks trenni, kus olid vanemad meesterahvad ja võõrad inimesed tema jaoks, ega väga suhelda ei tahetud. Et seda ta natukene pelgas, aga lõpuks nad ikkagi leidsid sellise oma lahenduse ja õppis ta ka võrkpalli selgeks. Ning aga lumelauaga sõitis ta esimest korda, et see sporditeema tundub olevat ikka päris tema teema, oli ka siin Maidlas olles. Ja lumelauaga sõitmine talle väga meeldis. Ning samuti mainis ta, et Eestis oli ta vist tema kõige esimene grilliõhtu või selline koosviibimine nii-öelda barbecue-laadses vormis, et see oli täiesti ootamatult, tuli ka tema jaoks, et üks tema naabritest Savalas siis kutsus ta juhuslikult sellele koosviibimisele ja tema jaoks oli see juba midagi sellist mitte eestlaslikku võib-olla, et eestlase poolt tuleb initsiatiiv kusagil olla ja osa võtta. Ja Jane mainis ka, et neid esimesi kogemusi oli kindlasti palju ja ilmselt paljud ei tulegi hetkel pähe, sellepärast et nad võivad on juba uueks normaalsuseks nii-öelda kujunenud. Aga ta mainis näiteks, et ta elas esimest korda ilma oma pereta, et ta ei elanud küll üksi, aga lihtsalt ilma vanemateta esimest korda elada on uus kogemus ja samuti olid tal esimesed jõulud siis kodust eemal. Ning ka valdkond, kus ta siis töötas ja kõik saavas väga paljude maailmapilti, kuidas on olukord üldse Itaalias sisserändajatega ja kuidas nendega seal toimetatakse ja kuidas ta ise sai sellesse panustada. But now, looking back, do you have anything you didn't like about Italy and Estonia? Or was maybe a bit difficult for you, wasn't so nice? Something, I don't want to say this, but like more like negative.
Maybe Jan, you can start because I need to think.
Yeah, I don't want to like sound controversial or anything, but I do think that in northern Italy, people are kind of they're raised to be very polite, very kind of open, but at the same time very closed. So they could talk to you about anything, but you still wouldn't know anything about them or what they actually thought of you. And it was sometimes quite difficult to kind of understand if this kind of like relationship between me and my co-workers or me and my boss are just like Italian friends. Is it now like a friendship or is it just kind of politeness from their side? And I think because they're like very they really know their way with words. They've been raised to be that way, so it was quite like interesting and not always so nice to not really understand what they actually meant, because I don't think we really have that here. But otherwise, I don't think there was anything that wasn't really not nice. Maybe some stuff was like slower to come to life. There needed to be more meetings to discuss something, because people were doing a lot of things maybe at the same time, and then we couldn't kind of reach a consensus. But I think that's not that might not even be like a bigger thing. Maybe that was just like how we kind of were in the organization.
And me, what was difficult for me is that I had, if I look back to it, I think I had difficulties to meet people, actually, because the country is a bit like a bit empty, if I can say. I don't know. You know, you have lots of space, and not always, especially around Maidla, which is the countryside. So yeah, I was working with the children every day, and I had no problem with them at all. And but yeah, so it was also, I forgot to say that before, it was also the first time I was living alone. And so I was glad to have that free time just on my own, but sometimes it was a bit sad, you know. I was feeling a bit, well, I didn't know how to meet people, because my neighbors I didn't know them. Even though I was living in Savala, which has several houses, the only neighbors I knew was the children from the youth center, especially that guy from the except that guy from the barbecue, but I met them later on, so it doesn't count. And yeah, I think this was the main difficulty I had in Estonia, to actually meet people, and that were not children, because children, I knew all of them, but the other people, yeah.
Küsisin neilt siis, et mis oli nende vabatahtliku teenistuse puhul midagi, mis ei olnud võib-olla nii tore, mis valmistas raskusi. Raphaël tõi siis välja selle, et kuigi ta väga hindas sellist üksi elamise neid võlusid, aga vahepeal tuli ikkagi selline üksi olemine ja oli ikkagi natukene raskus ka, ja eriti sellepärast, et tal oli raske inimesi võib-olla kohata, et talle see noortega töö ja kõik väga sobis, aga ta väga paljusid inimesi tegelikult ei kohtanud või ei teadnud selle olemise ajal, kui ta siin oli. Ja Jane mainis siis, ma üritan seda niimoodi siis tõlkida, et ma loodan, et ma sain sellest kõigesti aru, et Põhja-Itaalias, kus ta siis viibis, oldi, et inimesed on seal hästi viisakad, vähemalt mulle tundus, et viisakaks nii-öelda kasvatatud, et ollakse vaiksed, aga samas hästi avatud, et vahepeal oli võib-olla raske teha vahet, et kas su töökaaslane on lihtsalt sinu kolleeg või ta on sinu sõbraks saanud, et võib-olla oli vahetevahel raske aru saada, mida tegelikult mõeldi või ma ei tea, kas ma ütlen valesti, kui ma ütlen, et võib-olla ei oldud nii otsekohesed enda mõtete avaldamisel. Et see oli üks asi, mida ta ka siis välja tõi. And to end this section of questions on a positive note, what was something great from your volunteering service? And maybe there is something you really miss about it.
So many great things. I don't know from where I can start. But just I don't know, just to start very simply, just playing with all those children, and they looked so happy every time we played. You know, whatever was the game, if it was a board game or a billiard game or anything, they were always very energetic and very happy to play. So just playing with the children was very, very, very pleasant. And I was also very interested in learning the language. Well, you can see that now I have forgot almost everything. I hope it could come back if I once go again to Estonia. I still understand a bit of what you say, so I'm proud. But yeah, I was very interested about learning the language, and which is completely different from everything I knew before. And I was, for that, the children are the best teachers, because they don't judge you. You know, they let you make mistakes. They correct you very simply. They don't care, and they are very, very, very nice teachers. And you also have to. I mean, it doesn't really work in Maidla's Youth Center, because most of the children are I was amazed of how good they are at English, you know. I don't know, I think it's because they had like many volunteers before me, but still, like I was in the first days I came to spoke with a young guy, I don't remember his name, and he was 8 years old, I think, and he was fluent in English, maybe better than I was at that time, and I was amazed how is it possible, you know, because in France, even people like 20 years old people, they suck at English. They're very, very bad, or they used to be at least. So I was amazed of how good the children were at English. But yeah, I had to learn the language still because the younger ones were not that good at English. And also Geri was a very nice teacher because she didn't speak English at all. So it was very, very interesting, and I like that a lot to learn the language. Good experiences as well. All the free time I had with the children outside the Noortekeskus, with the one especially living in Savala, when there was snow or before or after, we used to go for football or just to be out, and I discovered the place also with them, and it was very, very interesting, and I like that a lot. And yeah, what can I say more? At the end of my stay in Estonia, I did a small road trip with friends, and I discovered more about the rest of the country. And it was also very nice to see Tallinn and all the different places you have in Estonia. And then, yeah, I like that a lot as well. Very nice souvenir.
I miss a lot because I had to come back before I anticipated because of what's going on in the world right now, or still. And I do miss my friends that I made there, especially because with a few of them, the last evening I was there, we kind of said that, oh, when this situation passes, maybe in the summer we'll see, and we'll see each other. And that was now almost a year ago, last summer. So I think the people are the main thing that I miss. But I also miss kind of the language, because I don't really speak it that much anymore. And I'm really losing a lot of it.
Same for me with Estonian.
Yeah, and I didn't even get to like speak a lot of it for a long time. I kind of got it, and then when I started opening up to like more talking, then I had to come back. So I really need to somehow practice it more to find the time. But yeah, I miss Italy in general, I think, because I never thought that Italy would be the place that I feel really good in, and now it seems like a second home, and I can't wait for the time when I can visit Italy again. And of course, I miss my roommate, Bethan, and I'm really glad that we keep in contact, because it's so nice to hear from her. And I miss kind of the community, because the kind of events we organized or were part of, they really changed me in a way that sometimes we'd come home after even like some language class, and we would just sit the whole evening. Like we had maybe some plans for the evening, but we would just like sit in silence or talk about like what's happening in the world or what's important in the world the whole evening, because we were so struck by someone's experience. So yeah, I think those are the things I miss the most.
Lühidalt siis eesti keeles ka, et küsisin neilt, et mida nad võib-olla igatsevad ja mis neile Eesti või siis Itaalia puhul väga meeldis, et Raphaël tõi välja, et talle see lastega olemine, lastega mängimine, noortekeskuses viibimine, see on midagi, mida ta tänase päevani tagasi vaatab, ja samuti ka keeleõppe, et kuigi tal see keel enam väga küljes ei ole, siis see oli midagi väga erinevat sellest, mida ta teadis. eesti ja prantsuse keel ikkagi erinevad päris palju, et see oli midagi uut tema jaoks. Samuti ta tõi välja, et tema jaoks parimad õpetajad olidki just lapsed noortekeskuses, sest et lapsed on need, kes ei ütle halvustavaid kommentaare, kui sa midagi ei oska, vaid nad tahavadki just näha, kuidas sa arened ja arenevad ka sinuga koos. Ja ta ütles ka seda, et paljud lapsed teadsid inglise keelt juba väga hästi ja ta eeldab, et see võib ka olla tänu nendele vabatahtlikele, kes Maidla Noortekeskuses juba olnud on, et noortele on see inglise keel sealt külge jäänud. Samuti ta mainis, et vaba aeg ka, kui ta Savalas oli ja teadis neid ümbruse seal Savalas olnud noori, et nendega veedetud aeg talvel ja muul ajal oli ka väga tore tema jaoks. Ning samuti Eesti avastamine, et enne kui ta Eestist läks, siis ta sõitis läbi Eesti oma sõpradega ja see oli tema jaoks väga tore suveniir ja ta õppis seda nii-öelda riiki ja loodust palju rohkem hindama ka. Jane tõi siis välja, et ta igatseb väga paljut ja just eriti ka sellepärast, et ta pidi lahkuma Itaaliast varem, kui oli ette nähtud kogu selle olukorra pärast, mis meil hetkel maailmas on. Ja ta kõige rohkem igatseb just neid sõpru ja inimesi, kes tema ümber seal olles olid. Ja ka keelt, mis samamoodi vajab praktikat, aga ta väga tahaks seda ka osata. Ja üldse Itaaliat, sest et talle tundus, et kui talle varem ei tundunud, et see riik võiks olla nii tema riik, siis nüüd see on tema teiseks koduks kujunenud. Ja tõi ta välja ka oma toakaaslase Bethany, kellega nad siiamaani on kontaktis ja hoiavad ühendust. Ning viimasena mainis ta ka kogukonda või siis neid inimesi, kes seal on, et eriti neid õhtuid, kui räägitigi kõik maailma mured ja maailma teemad omavahel selgeks, et neid õhtud võiks meil kõigil olla. But now, I give you the time and the place to show your pictures that you have prepared for, I hope so. You both should have the access to share your screen and show your photos and talk a bit about them. I don't know, whoever wants to start.
Maybe you wanted to say something, Janne.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that my mom texted me. She's also here right now, and she said that the Italians don't know the clock or the time. So yeah, that is also one thing that was annoying to me at first, because I'm used to I was rushing everywhere to be on time or to be 15 or 10 minutes early because it's normal. And then it turned out that I was half an hour early actually to everything all the time. And then at one point I kind of got used to it and started going in the same rhythm as them. And when I came back, it was quite hard to be precise and on time again. I still don't think I'm the best at it yet.
Ma kuidagi eeldasin, et sa räägid eesti keeles kogu aja järele, aga Jane tõi välja veel selle, et mida ema tõi välja selle, et itaallased ei tunne kella ja ka enda kogemusest võin öelda, et lõunamaalaste puhul kipub olema see, et muidu oled selline 10 minutit varem igal pool kohal, aga teised ei ole ja siis lõpuks ikkagi harjud juba ise ka selle rütmiga ära, et jäädki 10 minutit pigem hiljaks kusagile, kui et jõuad varem. Et see oli ka üks asi, mis talle siis, ma ei tea, kas külge jäi, ma loodan, et mitte, aga mis ta endaga sealt nii-öelda kaasa võtab sellise mälestuse. Aga nüüd jah, võite enda pilte näidata. You can show your pictures. Ütlen eesti keeles ka. Jane tahad alustada?
Well, I can start because I don't really want to show you pictures, or well, I'd be happy to, but I have a video that I made for the Estonian National Agency from my time there, and I really want to show it to you, and I really hope that you can see and hear it well. Do you see YouTube? Do you see my face there? Or no?
No, not at the moment. No.
No, we still see just the Zoom. Like,
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because okay, now maybe?
Yes, great.
Okay, good. And I really hope that I'm sharing the sound correctly as well, so you could see. It's in Estonian, but hopefully the pictures kind of show what I experienced there.
Tere! Minu nimi on Jane ja nagu näha, siis nendes klippides siin üritan ma lühidalt kokku võtta oma senise elu suurimat seiklust. Olla Euroopa Solidaarsuskorpuse vabatahtlik Itaalias. Aga proovime siis hoopis nii. Ma olin vabatahtlikuks organisatsioonis, mis korraldas kultuuriüritusi Mantova linnas ning tegi sisserännanute heaolu parandamiseks erinevaid töötubasid, keeletunde ja palju muud Itaaliasse sisseelamiseks vajalikku. Nüüdseks, olles tagasi oma väikeses Eestis, küsitakse ikka. Kas hirmus ei olnud minna? Oli küll. Hirmud ja segadus varieerusid ühest äärmusest teise, alates sellest, et kuidas ma ilusti sinna linna kohale saan, lõpetades sellega, et kuidas ma küll võõras kultuuriruumis üksi hakkama saan. Kuid enamuse minu hirme olid täiesti alusetud. Ma sain aru, kuidas inimene suudab kohaneda kõigega. Kõik uus on alguses ehmatav, kuid ühel hetkel, nii et ma arugi ei saa, on see meie jaoks juba normaalsus. Ma sain teada, et sügaval sisimas oleme kõik sarnased ning et tänapäeva maailmas on meil kõigil jooni, mis meid ühendavad. Seega üksi ei ole me küll kohe mitte. Kogesin, kuidas minu jaoks täiesti võõras keel saab vaikselt aina tähtsamaks, kõlab aina ilusamalt ja avab aina rohkem uksi. Kuidas alguses täiesti võõras linn ja selle inimesed saavad kiiresti kodusteks. Minu projekt oli plaanitud kestma 10 kuud, kuid kuna maailmas on praegu selline tohuva pohu, kestis see vaid 6 kuud. Kuigi 4 kuud jäi veel kogemata, piisas nendest 6 kuust juba selleks, et muuta mind, minu vaateid, minu elurütmi ning ehitada mulle tulevikuks üks ilus, täiesti mulle loodud hüppelaud. Aitäh, Maidla Noored, et tõite mind Erasmus+ maailma. Aitäh, Artsi Mantova ja seiklejate vennaskond, et sain võimaluse olla teie vabatahtlik. Ja aitäh sihtasutus Archimedese noorteagentuur, et olete nii ilusad ja head noorte ideede ellu aitamisel.
Yay!
Hola amigos, ¿cómo estás?
Oh no!
Pendejo.
Hola. What a nice video. Minu arust see video võtab, ma peagi midagi eesti keelesse rohkem juurde ütlema, tegelikult võtab kõik kokku, mida Jane koges ja mida Jane nägi.
The next video was about my upcoming project one time in Spain, maybe. So.
Nüüd me teame, mida oodata. Jane seiklusid Hispaanias. But now, Raphaël, you can share your screen and show us your story in photos.
Let me just take the photos. Up. Do you see my screen?
Yes, we do.
Okay, nice. Up. This is the first photo, and it was really hard to find one. I just took that one, but in Estonia, I was amazed of how the skies, they looked very amazing to me. I mean, I was like basically every day I was watching the sky and contemplating it. You know, it was very, very beautiful to me. And this is the view I had from the small flat. I don't remember if it was if I could see the sunrise or the sunset from there. I think it was the sunset, but I'm not sure. Anyway, every day I had wonderful pictures like this to take, and yeah, really the light and as I said before, the landscape looked great to me, but the skies looked very, very lightful and amazing. I don't know. I've never, you know, wherever I've been before and after, I mean, I like to watch beautiful skies, but I don't care that much, you know. And it really shocked me in Estonia how the skies, they looked very, I don't know, very nice. It's weird to say, but yeah, it was like this. So yeah, I had the chance to have a very, very good view from the place where I lived in Savala. After that, this is a few pictures from my time in kindergarten, which was actually, it was very hard for me at the beginning because I didn't know what they wanted me to do, you know. So I had never had any experience with children that young, and it was a bit tricky for me. And then it went well, but because I discovered that it was the same, that they just wanted to do simple stuff with me, such as drawing or playing whatever games. And yes, and I also they had some time, like they were going outside for a small time behind the kindergarten, and basically the children, they had two activities. With me, one was running around, and I don't know if there was a ball or something, but basically they were just running around the place and trying to catch me or something. I was not moving, you know, but they were still running around and something like this. And the other thing was this kind of I don't know how you call that actually, like swing chair or whatever. And that was really a thing, you know, like they were arguing to be the one that I would swing on this chair. And and it was very nice. And they didn't get bored of it. They were doing it for 10 minutes in a row without any boredom. And also I remember that at once, I don't know how it started, but sometimes they started singing on that thing. Like there was a song from Secundiga from Traffic, I think, or something like this, like the song that used to be played on radio, and which I knew because there was a radio in the Youth Center, and they also knew the lyrics, like all the lyrics by heart. So they were singing along like this, and being on this chair, and it was very funny. And then I had crazy stories with bikes. So first, because at first I was walking everywhere, like tip top, like Gary said. Yeah, so I was walking from Savala to Maidla. I was walking to go shopping for food in Kigali. I was walking everywhere. And then once I said, okay, maybe could it be possible to have a bike, because it takes me a lot of time, and it's not that I don't like to walk, but still it could be, I could go further, you know. So then someone gave me a bike, like that kind of old bike that I used to call city lady bikes, you know, that kind of bike that you are well seated on it, and yeah, basically meant for cities. And it was very nice. It was very old bike, but functional, and everything was fine. And I had that bike for, I don't know, for a while. And then someone else offered me to give me a bike for a time. I think it was Eika's mother, I guess. And so that bike was smaller but nicer, because I think I had a problem with the brakes from the first bike, so that's why I needed to change bike. And that bike, after 1 or 2 weeks of use, I got troubles with the the pedals, like they were going away, and I was trying to fix them, and it didn't work. Then I went to Raphaëli with Gary to buy some kind of metal stuff in the place like the place you go to buy stuff for small works when you build houses or whatever, you know. I don't know how to explain, but I hope you get me. And yeah, I went there and I tried to fix the pedals with that, and it didn't really work. And then remember I was talking to you about the guy of the barbecue, one of my neighbor in Savala. And then I was once talking to this guy about my bike, and that I had issues with it. And he said, yeah, okay, I can fix it. I have this melting machine. I guess it's not the right word, but you know what I mean, you know, to melt iron. And so I went with him with the bike to his place, and we went somewhere else. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, he fixed the pedals and it was working great. But the problem is that maybe 3 or 4 days after that my bike was again fine, I had it in front of the Noortekeskus, and for once I think I forgot to lock it, because I had the lock, and I don't know, I think that time I forgot to lock it, and it was snowing a lot as well. And yeah, I don't know why exactly I didn't lock it, but yeah, it's my fault because I forgot to do it. And when I went out of the youth center at night, then I looked on the right, and there was not my bike anymore. And it took me a while to maybe I thought, okay, so maybe someone made a joke to me and hide the bike around the building or whatever. So I was running around in Maidla trying to find my bike, and in the end it appeared that someone stole it, I think. And I was feeling very bad because it was not really my bike, you know, I didn't buy it. And also because it was such a shame, because that bike just got fixed a few days before, and then yeah, I got it stolen right after. And yeah, I was really pissed and really sad about that. And I think after that I got the first bike I had again. But yes, this is something I'm not proud about, but yeah, I can't do anything about it now, so I have to live with it, I guess. And this is one thing is, I think if I look at my time when I was vabatahtlik in the youth center, I think I was still very young, and I think I was still a child myself. So I was not really into organizing lots of activities, and I was just going with the flow. And as soon as the children was just asking me to play with them, most of the time I was not really organizing any kind of stuff. Of course I did some, but yeah, not that much. So what I found as a solution is I invited my friends that I met from there were other volunteers in Estonia. I met them in some meetings we had from time to time. And I invited them to my youth center, if I can say so, in Maidla, and to organize the event for me. So we did, this is one time we did international thing with we had a Romanian girl, a Hungarian girl, and a Spanish guy. So we did like a small event presenting our different countries and things, and then a small cooking time where everyone cooked a special dish from his country. And I think the children liked it a lot, and it was very, very nice for me as well. So a very good memory. And yeah, and some of those people I'm still in touch. The girl you see in orange, in the end she stayed. She's now living in Tallinn. She found an Estonian guy, and now they so she stayed in Estonia, and I'm still in touch with her. And also the Spanish guy, I've seen him many times. I've visited him in Spain after as well. So I found very, very good friends from that time in Estonia. Okay, so the snow. I already had snow experiences in my life before in France, and yeah, I've seen snow before, and a lot of it as well, but not that much. This was like huge, and it stayed for so long. It was amazing. The whole land completely white, so clean. It was very amazing. and then you can forget about the gray stuff. It doesn't exist anymore. Everything is just beautiful with snow. When the snow is fresh like this, it was amazing. Yeah, and it stayed a very long time. It was very, very nice. Oh yeah, okay. So this picture comes from a meeting we once had with the coordinating organization that I was talking to you about it just before. And they were making us experience the esti sauna with digging a hole in the frozen lake. So this picture was taken just between some sauna time and some frozen lake time, which was quite refreshing, if I can say so. But so nice experience. Yeah, I think from that time from the time I had in Estonia, now I'm very fond of saunas. I don't do it often, but I really like it, and yeah, I keep that as a good memory as well. And so there we went. This is the Spanish guy I was talking to you about. We went snowboarding for the first time in my life in this Kivili mini resort. Other thing about the sports in Maidla that happened when I was there. This is once the basketball team from Rakvere came here to do an event with the children. And oh yeah, and you can see in the background the English teacher with the blue shirt. And actually, I forgot to tell about that. I think once a week I was going to the English classes as an assistant with the children, which was also very funny because I was something between a student and a teacher, and yeah, like also hard to know how I should behave, you know. But it was interesting as well. So this thing was yeah, the basketball event. There was also a taekwondo event with many people and many I think there were high-level people coming. And the thing is that because I used to play football with the small training they had for children once a week. And then I started playing football from time to time with a guy that was playing volleyball as well. And we were playing football in Kivili. And once there was this event that I think they have every year. They organize a small football game between a Russian team of people from Kivili and an Estonian team from people around, I don't know. And I was playing with the Estonian guys, and we lost like, I don't know, 9-0 or 11-0. I don't know, very, very bad loss. And at the end, the people organizing it were making a small talk and saying thanks and well done to everyone, and then giving I think medals and rewards. And this thing they gave it to me. Like there was one for the one guy in the Russian team and one for me, and I had no idea what it was about, you know, because I was like, yeah, but we were not playing good, we lost, and why are you giving me this trophy? I didn't understand at first. And I also didn't know the concept of the MVP because I was not following basketball at the time, and I didn't really know what was this thing to reward like the best player of the game. And it took me a while to understand. I was a bit confused, you know. It took me a while to understand why I had I received that trophy. And after that, I felt really honored, of course. But yeah, it was a bit awkward at the beginning. And I still have this one. I'm very proud of it, actually. And to finish, this is a small video of one moment I had when I was doing my small road trip at the end of my stay with my friends. I think it's on Saaremaa, and I think it's the day, the Jaanipäev day. I don't know which day, you know, like there's the Jaanipäev night, and I think this is the day just after. And I couldn't find videos about the Jaanipäev night. So we were on Saaremaa and we randomly stopped in this huge festival that you have there for I don't know the name of it, but it's very famous. I got to know afterwards. and it was very amazing. And we were in that festival for Janipäev night, and this is the day after. So I don't remember where it was, but it looks very nice as well. And yeah, one thing that amazes me now is to see that many people together without wearing any kind of face mask. I don't know about you guys, but it feels very weird, and it shows how much I'm getting used to this situation, which is maybe not a good thing. But yeah, I wanted to show you this one because it was such a nice experience. Everyone was so happy at that time, you know. I really felt the difference between the winter and the summer in Estonia, because in the winter with the very short days and the people getting even more introvert, you know, like always the impression I had once, like they always make a sad face expression, you know. And yeah, basically during the winter I was not meeting anyone outside. Everyone was inside the houses, I think. And the exact opposite in summer, everyone was outside. There was basically no night time, and everyone making parties and enjoying, and very, very joyful life. And that was very, very good experience as well. So yeah.
Thank you for the pictures and the stories.
Sorry, I think I had too many pictures, but I couldn't decide which one I had to go down. So.
No, you never have too many pictures. I've done photography for years now, and you never have too many pictures. Aga pildid räägivad iseenda eest ja päris keeruline on neid kõiki neid lugusid eesti keelde tõlkida, aga võib-olla paar asja, mis mulle nii-öelda kõlama jäid. Esimese pildi puhul näiteks see, kuidas Raphaël kuidas talle väga avaldasid muljed Eesti taevas ja see, kuidas meie taevas suudab enda kuju kogu aeg nii palju muuta. Ma arvan, me ise oleme ka seda päris palju tähele pannud. Siis oli ka paar pildi lasteaiast, kus ta siis väikeste lastega oli ja kuidas seal oli tavapäraks see, et teda kas saati taga või oldi kõik selles võrkkiigus. Et lasteaias ta veetis ka päris palju aega. Siis oli ka lumi ja see, kuidas lumi muutis sellise halli Eesti kuidagi hästi valgeks ja mõnusaks paigaks tema jaoks. Rattust oli ka pilt, lugu oli ka väga pikk selle taga, aga lõppkokkuvõttes, kui ta alguses pidi väga palju jala käima meie valla erinevate paikade vahel, siis lõpuks ta sai ratta, aga sai päris mitu ratast, aga kõige viimane rattas ikkagi kahjuks sai kellegi teise omaks ja mitte ka kahjuks hea käe läbi. Ja karikast oli ka pilt, kust me saime kõik siis välja lugeda selle, et ta sai selle parima mängija olemise eest siis tänava jalgpallis, millest mina ei teadnud ja väga-väga muljetavaldav. Ja siis oli ka see pilt lumelauatamisest ja klipikene Eesti jaanipäevast. Jaanipäev meil ikkagi kõlab iga selle vestlusõhtu käigus korraks läbi, kuidas ka vabatahtlike jaoks on see tähtis sündmus, mida Eestist endaga kaasa võtta ja rääkis ta ka siis sellest, kuidas kuidagi just suvel Eesti inimene avanes rohkem ja oli kuidagi rõõmsam inimene. Ja kuidas nüüd tagasi vaadata sellistele piltidele ja videotele, kus on suured rahvamassid koos, et kuidas see on kuidagi nii, ma ei tea, võib-olla ebanormaalne või meie uus normaalsus on see, et me oleme maskides ja meil ei ole suured rahvahulgad koos, et isegi natuke veider on tagasi vaadata sellisele ajale, mida me loodame, et me ikkagi saame juba varsti ka kogeda uuesti. And to slowly sum up this conversation tonight, this nice evening we have had, and let's get back to today. Where has life taken you, and what are you doing at the moment?
So after, as I said, after my time in Estonia, I decided to start studying at university and to study sports. And so it's been 5 years now. I'm finishing my master degree, and I'm applying to become a video analyst. I don't know if it means anything to you, but it's something related to tactical analysis and in sport performance, yeah, in the sport environment. And yeah, so I did my studies back to France in my near my hometown. And I have traveled a little bit more afterwards because last semester I was studying in Lisbon in Portugal. And yeah, that was a very nice experience. And it reminded me a little bit of Estonia, you know, about traveling and discovering so many things. And yeah, now I'm getting more into the professional life, if I can say. But yeah, I've always wanted to come back once at least to Estonia to visit again and maybe bring some friends here and say hello to all the people I met there. And I still haven't done it yet, and also now it's a bit complicated to do it. But I'm really, I really want to come at least once back to Estonia to see everyone again.
When I got back, I had quite some time to think about my next steps because everything was really new and it was lockdown, and I could just focus on being in the moment, I guess. But I decided to go to university, and I'm studying politics and governance now, which sounds really scary, but to me at least, but it's mostly just social sciences really. And I work as well. I work with kids with disabilities. I am a support person for kids and families who have kids with disabilities. And I'm also volunteering for NGO Maidla Noored. And I couldn't be more happy about it. Really excited about what we have in store, I think.
Lühidalt siis eesti keeles ka, et küsisin, et kus maal nad enda eluga on ja mis nad teevad. Raphaël mainis, et ta lõpetab või on juba lõpetanud oma õpingud siis spordierialas ja soovib väga saada töökoha videoanalüütikuna spordivaldkonnas. Minul väga suurt ettekujutus sellest ei ole, aga kindlasti teema, mille kohta meil kõigil tasub rohkem uurida. Samuti ta mainis, et ta on ka reisinud veidikene, et viimased semestrid ta siis õppis Portugalis ja tegelikult Portugal meenutas talle ka väga palju Eestit ja Eestis olemist. Ning mainis ta ka, et ta sooviks väga Eestisse naasta, kui olukord seda lubab, ja tuua oma sõpru siia ja näha oma vanaseid sõpru aastate taguseid, kellega ta siin kohtus. Ja Jane mainis seda, et kui ta tuli Itaaliast tagasi, siis tal oli väga kaua aega, et mõelda, mida järgmiseks teha. Ja nüüd ta ongi sealmaal, et ta õpib Tallinna Ülikoolis ja õpib siis nii-öelda riigiteadusi eesti keeles, rohkem siis poliitika ja valitsuse valdkonda, et see on ta selline põhitegevus, aga selle kõrvalt ka ta töötab ja töötab siis lastega, kes vajavad võib-olla natukene rohkem tuge enda igapäevaelu juures ja aitab lapsi ja peresid nendel nagu toime tulla ja enda igapäevaeluga hakkama saada. Ning selle kõige kõrvalt jõuab ta ka olla vabatahtlik meie armsas MTÜ-s Maidla Noored. And volunteering has been the theme and topic during this talk show tonight. And I want to know, Jane already mentioned about volunteering in NGO Maidla Noored, but Raphaël as well, is volunteering still part of your life? Are you still volunteering somewhere or somehow?
So it depends about what you mean by volunteering, because I was, for example, for the past 3 or 4 years, I think I was training youngsters, young football players as I mean, I wasn't paid, so I think we can consider this as volunteering, which is a bit tricky for me because I don't know. We don't really use that word in French, so I'm not sure about the meaning of it. But I'm not. If I relate it more to what I was doing in Maidla, I'm not really a volunteer anymore, in a sense in which I don't really participate in any kind of association or thing like this to help other people. I was a bit more involved into my studies and on how the general stuff goes around it. So I went out of volunteering, but I'm not excluding being once a volunteer again. I don't know where life will take me. Yeah.
Well, I hope that I'll always, in some way, would be volunteering in the future as well, because I think it's kind of the base for everything. If you want to see change or make change, I think volunteering is a really good way to do it and to broaden your horizons, to kind of learn very valuable things. But doing it in an environment that kind of supports you growing as well, that you don't have to be an expert in anything. You can just learn on the way. And if you want to find yourself, then it's the perfect way to find new aspects about you as well. So yeah, I definitely will be trying to find new ways to volunteer in the future as well.
Küsisin neilt, et kas vabatahtlikuks või vabatahtlik tegevus, et kui tuttav see neil ka praegu on. Et Raphaël mainis, et ta täpselt ei tea, mida vabatahtlikuks tööks otseselt nimetada, sest et Prantsusmaal seda võib-olla nii väga ei kõnetata, aga samas ta leiab, et ta on vahepeal ikkagi peale Maidlas olekut ka noortega natukene võib-olla mingite organisatsioonide kõrvalt nii-öelda vabatahtlikku tööd praktiseerinud, aga enamasti ta on ikkagi õpingute peale aega kulunud, aga ta ei välista enda jaoks, et taoline vabatahtlik töö võiks olla osa tema tulevikust. Ja Jane puhul juba enne mainisin, et ta on MTÜ Maidla Noored vabatahtlik ja nüüd ta veel lisas ka, et ta loodab, et tema elus on alati see vabatahtlikkuse külg olemas ja et ta on mingil määral või kusagil vabatahtlik, sest et see on vajalik selleks, et näha muutust ja ise mingit muutust ka ellu viia. Ja kindlasti üks viis, kuidas ennast tundma õppida ja ennast avastada. Et kui te tunnete, et ei ole veel ennast avastanud või ennast piisavalt ei tunne, siis tehke midagi vabatahtlikult. Näiteks tehke oma vabatahtlik teenistus. And to sum up tonight's conversation with an inspiring message from both of you, please tell us why should somebody even consider being a volunteer on a local level or internationally, maybe through Erasmus Plus programs? And what can a young person take with themselves from this experience and gain from it?
If I may start, I don't know, from my point of view, doing this kind of volunteering is very, very enriching. It gives you much things for yourself, and you can even create and develop skills depending on what you will do as a volunteer and your tasks and everything. But basically, if you don't really need to bring anything from you except your commitment. The more you'll be committed in it, and the more gain you'll have at the end of it. And of course, I will advise everyone to do this kind of volunteering and with or without mobility. But I think it's even better when you do it like we did with Janega. You know, you go to another country, and because it's even more I can't find the word. It's even more beneficial for yourself, and discovering it's much more different. So it gives you much more opportunities, many more opportunities.
I think I kind of said my thoughts also in the last during the last question, but yes, I think if you are not sure in who you exactly are yet, or what you want your future to look like, then volunteering will show you. If it will not show you what you want to do, it will definitely show you what you don't want to do, or what you don't like. And it will bring out the sides in you that you don't really experience when you're always in your bubble or in your safe space. And also, it's just so valuable as an experience, because you get to live somewhere else, or even if you're like locally volunteering, you get to gain experience that you might not gain in the work you will be doing in the future or in university. You will gain it from another perspective, and I have no idea how to even say what kind of perspective it is, but it just feels different and it hits you different, and you just it just gives you kind of maybe a sense of self-assuredness, maybe, that you get more confident in your ideas and in your thoughts, and you get a lot of good tips from other people in the real world to do stuff that will maybe make a change, or at least try to make a change.
Lühidalt siis eesti keeles ka mõtted kokku võtta. Raphaël siis mainis seda, et vabatahtlikuks olemine annab igal juhul, ta annab sulle midagi, ja üks väiksem asi, millega sina saad sellesse nii-öelda uude seiklusesse minna, on pühendumus teha seda, milleks oled oma nii-öelda vabatahtlikku tööd läinud tegema, ja siis sa tuled sealt ka välja erinevate kogemuste ja uute võimalustega kindlasti. Võib-olla see on üldine kokkuvõte. Jana, ma tahan pakkuda, äkki sa tahad ise enda mõtted võtta eesti keeles kokku, sest sul on see võimalus, ma arvan, et see on kõige parem lahendus.
Ja, no ma võin proovida, sest et ega ma tegelikult inglise keeleski ei oska kõike seda välja tuua, mida see tegelikult ühele inimesele annab, aga just see ongi, et kui sa ei tea täpselt, kes sa veel oled, või sa ei tea, mida sa tahad täpsemalt, olenemata, kas see on siis, kelleks sa saada tahad või üleüldse mingid muud aspektid, siis see kogemus, kui ta ei anna sulle seda, et sa saad aru, kes sa tahad olla või kes sa oled, siis ta nagu annab selle suuna, või ta näitab sulle, kes sa kohe kindlasti ei ole, või kes sa kohe kindlasti olla ei taha, või oma, ma ei tea, ametilt kas või. Et ta annab nagu mingi siukse enesekindluse, sest sa saad nii palju üksi hakkama ja sa oled vabatahtlik ja sa annad endast nii palju, et sa saad nagu siukse enesekindluse oma mõtetes ja tegudes, ning sa saad üleüldse, võib-olla see on rohkem selline kuidagi võib-olla solidaarsuskorpuse või välismaale vabatahtlikuks minemise osa, aga isegi nagu kohalikul tasemel sa saad koostööd teha inimestega, kellega sa võib-olla oma tulevases ametis või ükskõik kuidas koostööd ei teekski, ja sa saad teilt nii palju väärt nippe, ma ei tea, päris maailmas millegagi hakkama saamiseks, ning sa oled vabatahtlik, ehk siis sa ei pea olema ekspert, vaid sa saad käigu pealt õppida ja kogu aeg praktiseerida. Ja ma ei oskagi nagu välja tuua täpselt, mis sellest nii erilist on, aga kõik see kokku olla on lihtsalt nii, see annab nii palju erinevatesse kohtadesse, et see on midagi, mis nagu muudab väga palju. Jah.
Ma nõustun kõigi mõtetega. Such beautiful ideas from both of you. Ja ma usun ka, et seda sa ei suuda seda selle võlu, vabatahtlikkuse võlu enne tunda, kui sa ei ole seda ise kogenud. Et see on ilmselt ka üks sõnum, mida võtta endaga kaasa, et see, mida teised ütlevad, see ei pruugi sinu kogemusega kattuda, aga see ei tähenda, et sa seda proovima ei peaks, sest et sa võid leida enda jaoks sealt need võlud. I have run out of questions and the time has flown very fast today, but now is the time for questions. If somebody has any I don't know, messages, greetings, questions for our stars tonight. Nüüd on selline meie kohustuslik küsimuste aeg, et kui kellelgi on mingisugust küsimusi, sõnumeid, tervitusi, siis nüüd on õige aeg ja koht nende jaoks.
Absolutely, as always, I use the open microphone. Nagu alati ma kasutan seda avatud mikrit ära. I'm gonna send here some, kui tore, Keidilt on ka küsimus. I'm gonna send here some greetings. We actually contacted your football team, Raphaël, and they are sending you tons of greetings, all the guys and the coach, and they're saying that exactly this time right now, this evening, they have their training, so they couldn't take part. But
wow.
Yeah, they send you warm hugs.
Well, warm hugs to them as well.
I will say it to them.
Great, thank you.
Nii, ma vist võin siit selle Keidi küsimuse ka ette lugeda. Kõik näevad seda ka meie chati aknakeses. Keidil on küsimus mõlemale. Nii. Me saame aru, Keit. Ei peagi see inglise keeles rääkima. Melanie, kas sa tahad seda tõlkida?
Yeah, I can. So the question is for both of you to answer. If your volunteering service would take place in today, in the world of pandemic, let's say, that's the reality. Jana is a bit familiar with it. Her volunteering service ended because of it, but Raphaël, for you, this time, like 5 years back, it wasn't problem in today's world. Would your experience would be similar, or would it be totally different for you?
Definitely not. It can be similar. It's hard to say without having experienced it how much it would have been different. But for sure, it would have been different. Even in Estonia, where I used to be quite like a lot of the time alone and on my own. I think with this pandemic, it would have been impossible to meet people. I don't know. I think it would have impacted everything. It would have impacted maybe the number of children that we could. I don't know how you are dealing with it actually at the moment, but it would have definitely impacted the activities, the nature of them. Maybe I don't know. I'm thinking maybe it wouldn't even have been possible to receive a volunteer. I don't know if you had one this year or last year in Maidla. But yeah, that's great then. But I don't know. It's hard to imagine, but I think it would be so much different. And yeah.
I think, well, I did have to come back because of it. And at that point, because we were in exactly where it started in Europe, where it all got serious in the Lombardia region. So I don't think at that time it would have been possible, but by now, maybe if it would have started this autumn, I'm not sure. I don't think we'd have so much to do because everything was to do with meeting with the people and organizing events. And actually, our organization is in difficulties. The Italian organization is in difficulties right now because they just can't organize anything, and the bureaucracy is quite hard. They're quite harsh, I'd say. So they are struggling. But they are doing like more initiatives online. So I think maybe somehow that part would stay, but the refugee part, I'm not sure because with them, the connection and the everyday life needs getting together and being in the same place and talking to each other in like real time. So yeah, I'm not sure it would have been so fulfilling, but I guess it could have been possible.
Yeah, because if I can say one more thing, to my mind, volunteering like this is all about sharing, you know, and of course you can share some things online, but it's not the same at all. And there are stuff that you cannot share when you're not meeting the people face to face, you know, like body language, some face reactions that you don't see that well when you're online, things like those. I don't know, it's different. You cannot, I think when you meet someone through a screen, it's like you meet only half of the person's personality and everything. And so of course you can still organize things, and that's good, but it's not as good as, it has nothing to do when you meet the people for real.
ja küsimus siis seisneb selles, et kui nende vabatahtlik teenistus võtaks aset täna sellises olukorras nagu maailm on, et kui palju see erineks, ja Raphaël tõi välja, et kuna tema tegi oma vabatahtlikku teenistust siis umbes 5-6 aastat tagasi, siis olid asjaolud ikka palju teistsugusemad ja oli nii-öelda meile teada-tuntud normaalne olukord, aga nüüd praegus oleks ikkagi palju, erineks väga palju sellest, millega ta siin kokku puutus, et kui ta lastega töötas ja noortega töötas, et hetkel see ju ei oleks kahjuks võimalik. Ja ta nüüd mainis ka, lisas, et kui sa, et nii-öelda vabatahtliku teenistuse juures üks olulisemaid asju on jagamine, ja kui sa saad interneti kaudu ja veebi kaudu jagada, aga see kuidagi jääb hästi poolikuks, et see pole ikkagi ju, mis saa seda nimetada samaks lähenemiseks või samaks asjaks, kui et me saame inimesega või inimeste grupiga päriselt kokku ja jagame siis. Ja see kõlas ka Jane kogemusest, et väga palju tema vabatahtlikku teenistust nii-öelda pöörles just selle suhtlemise ja kommunikeerimise ümber, et kõik see siis rändajatega tegelemine, et neil on vaja seda jagamist ja sellist olemist just koos füüsiliselt, et sellest ka midagi saada. Et praegusel hetkel ilmselt sellised, ma ei tea, sündmustelaadsed asjad ja kõik ei saaks toimuda, nagu nad toimusid siis, kui Jana Itaalias oli. Et ilmselt oleks eluolu hoopis teistsugusem ja päris täpselt ette kujutada ka ei oska, et milline siis täpselt. Aga Raunal on ka üks küsimus. Rauna also has a question in the chat, and it is that what is one of the best buys from your volunteering services? And I think that buys, I imagine it can be a material thing, but maybe you bought some kind of service. So what was your best buy from your volunteering service periods?
I know that Rauno wants me to say the boots that he made me get, but I think that experiences matter a bit more than the lovely heels. So I think like every time I bought a train ticket to go somewhere, I think that was like the best buy in anticipation. I knew it was going to be a great experience always.
I'm trying to remember what I bought in Estonia. I wasn't spending that much money actually because I was in Savala and there was no payable activities around except taking the bus, but I don't know if this counts. There was
Maybe
one
got
bus.
the bike like parts for the pedals.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, but in the end it went quite wrong, so not a useful buy.
For a few days, you know, happiness.
Yeah. Oh, no, but I think wait. What did I buy that was very useful? Oh yes, I think I bought several stuff from for the apartment. You know, I bought a new thing to make hot water. You know, I bought as well some stuff for the kitchen, I think, and I was cooking a lot when I was in Estonia for myself, and I think I did a few cooking events as well with the children. But yeah, cooking was part of my daily life, so I think I barely ever went to the school canteen. I was always preparing something for myself, and yeah, I think the thing I bought for the flat was the useful things. And speaking about that, I was it's funny because I don't know how it's going now, but when I arrived there in that flat, there was a ski pants from someone before me. I don't know if it's Christoph or someone else, and I was very glad to have them actually because I didn't have to buy some, and a few other stuff. I have a little bit of food, maybe, I don't know. I was very pleased to find that when I arrived.
Lühidalt eesti keeles ka siis vastustest, et Jane ütles, et ta peab enda parimateks nii-öelda ostudeks Itaaliasse rongipileteid. Ma millegipärast arvasin, et sa ütled, ma ei tea, mu mõtete lugeja, et kui ta ostis rongipileti, siis ta tundis, et teda on ees ootamas mingisugune seiklus, mingisugune äge kogemus. Ja Raphaël mainis, kuidas ta ostis Savalas enda korteris näiteks veekannu ja muid köögitarbeid, sest et ta väga palju kokkas ise kodus. Ja siis ta rääkis ka sellise loo, kuidas keegi oli enne teda jätnud sinna suusapüksid, ilmselt keegi vabatahtlikest, ja ta oli väga õnnelik, et keegi need sinna oli jätnud, sest et ta ei pidanud ise uusi seetõttu ostma. Marianne on samuti küsimused meile chati pannud. Was there any food that you missed when you did your volunteering service from your home country?
Oh, from home country, I thought the other way. Okay. Well, not really, because as I said, I was cooking for myself quite a lot, and I didn't. To my mind, the Estonian kitchen was not that interesting. It was potato, which I like, by the way. How do you call that? Sauerkraut, you know, this kind of cabbage. Yes. And well, as soon as I don't eat meat, I was not eating sausages or whatever. So quite not really many things to try. But what I liked was the black bread. I actually liked it, and also the kohuke. I don't remember who said that you can send him or her kohukes like the previous volunteer. But of course, if you mind, you can send them to me. I'll always eat them. But yeah, from my home country, yeah, not really, because I was cooking for myself.
Yeah, I missed kohuke as well, kohukesed. I've never been like a fan of them or anything, but in Italy it just like hit me that I can't have them. So, you know, you want what you can't have. And also my mom's cooking, of course. That was the main thing.
Raphaël siis rääkis, kuidas ta otseselt oma koduköögist siis võib-olla midagi otseselt ei igatsenud, et Eesti köök sai talle väga armsaks. Just mustleib ja kohukesed, kartul ka, mis talle endiselt väga meeldib. Ja Jane siis rääkis, et kui ta Itaalias oli, siis kohukesed on ikka see eestimaine asi, mida igatseda. Ja ka ema kodukohtud tehtud toidud. Chatis vist hetkel rohkem küsimusi ei ole. Kas kellelgi on? Avatud mikrofon on ikka töö.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it once again. While we are on the topic of food, maybe then the opposite, because Marianne really got me thinking, what is something that maybe you miss now? Raphaël, do you miss something from Estonia, some food or some things. And Jane, Jane, what about Italian food?
Yeah, that was the how I understood the question at first. So I would say kohuke, but yeah, I don't know. There's not yeah, because I was cooking, so there is and I couldn't go to any kind of restaurant around Savala. So yeah, I don't really miss. Oh yeah, I would say I missed Gary's things with apple. I don't know, apple and cinnamon. You know, she used to Gary. You used to cook like kind of rolls with apple and cinnamon. They were really good. So I would say this and kohuke. Kohuke said.
I miss, well, Italy is known for its great food, but I think like that I am quite good at, actually, I can't say that because I know Italians won't appreciate me, my Italian friends saying that I'm good at Italian cooking, but I think I don't really miss like certain dishes because I can make them here, but I do miss the ingredients themselves. They were really fresh, and usually like you could get locally everything, and it just tasted a whole lot better, especially in the winter when you're in Italy and you understand that tomatoes actually taste of something. And yeah, everything was just a lot fresher. So I think I missed that the most.
So you were eating tomatoes in winter in Italy?
Yes, of course. Like in this, buying from the shops, they had like everything all the time in all the seasons. But I'm used to in Estonia when I go to the supermarket, I buy tomatoes. They don't really taste of anything. They're like quite dull in taste. So I was really surprised about that. So every like dish in Italy, when you make it, it just turns out a lot more tastier than here. But in the summer, it will also taste really good. But just like the winter time maybe is different.
Ja sõnum Kerrile Raphaëlilt, et lisaks kohukestele siis ta ootab ka õunakaneeli rulle, kooki, toredat ampsu, mida ta erkselt mäletab. Ma näen, et Melani on tagasi. Olin juba valmis hõikama, et näen, et Melani kadus.
Vihma hakkas sadama. Aga kas kellelgi on veel küsimusi? Does anybody have any more questions? Something to share?
I want to say hi to Bethan because we live together in the same flat, and we met. We didn't know anything about each other, only like by email. We had just kind of said hi, and then we met during the first day. We were in Italy, and yeah, she made the experience so much nicer. And I was really lucky to. I was really worried at first because I knew that I will have this girl living with me, and I know nothing about her, but I got really lucky. I think we are a great team. So hi, Bethan, if you're listening still. And I also want to say thank you to Raphaël. You have such a cool story, and it was so nice to hear about it. And also like, yeah, thanks to Melanie for the questions as well, because it is actually really weird to answer, not to ask. It's a lot more easier to ask.
Thank you, Jana. And thank you everyone here as well. Yeah, I say it again for this very nice opportunity. I think it's a very nice idea to organize this event. And I wanted to say a last thing. I forgot to speak about my private Estonian teacher that I had the luck to have, Marilyn. I don't know how she's doing now, but I hope she's fine. And it was very nice because I was learning Estonian, speaking with the children, but it was very, very nice to have also a more conventional way of learning it, you know, with a very solid grammar base and everything. And I think I learned it quite well thanks to her as well. So I was very grateful.
We will pass on the words, we will say it to her. The big thanks. Ja kui meil vist küsimusi praegu rohkem ei ole, siis võiksime teha juba meile siin neljapäevaga traditsiooniks saanud pildikese. Nii tore, järjest tuleb nägusid. Tublid vastupidajad, tänane on lausa 2-tunnine kohtumine. Nii, kui rohkem kaamerapilte ei lisandu, siis ma teen kohe selle klõpsu. 1, 2, 3. Ja valmis. Tehtud. Ja järgmisel neljapäeval kohtume selle sündmuse raames niimoodi siin vahvasti Zoomis viimast korda. Aga meie MTÜ leht jääb edasi teid informeerima, mis kõik veel tulemas on, sest mõtteid on palju ja loodetavasti lööte ka kampa järgmiste asjade juures. Aga järgmisel nädalal on meil ka omakorda erisaade ja siin eetris on meie praegune vabatahtlik Konrad. Üks kohalik noor, kes käis mõne aasta eest vabatahtlikus teenistuses Carmen Raik, kes räägib vabatahtlikkusest ka laiemalt kindlasti. Ja üks noor veel, kes käis eelmisel aastal Hispaanias oma vabatahtlikus teenistuses.
Ja see noor on Angela. Woo!
Aitäh! Thanks for the support, Jana. Ja...
Aitäh, Angela! Aitäh, Raphaël!
Suur aitäh! Angela, Janne, Geri, everyone!
Aitäh kõigile! Aitäh! Väga vahva on teiega! Ja kohtume juba nädala pärast. Oi, Geril on kutse ka. Tšau!